You know what it is! It's Taco Tuesday!
Blockchain gaming and play to earn, where you're literally playing video games and getting rewarded in actual real life dollars, is a crazy concept, but it's one that's coming to life and still very much in its early stages. A prime example is Axie Infinity, probably the most successful play to earn game to date. It's generated over $1.3 billion in the last 12 months. So whether you're an investor or a speculator looking to make money off of these play to earn gaming tokens, land sales, or any kind of the NFT assets that they have, or if you're a gamer at heart that's looking for fun, exciting games to actually play that are incorporating NFTs and the blockchain, there is a ton of opportunity. Today, I'm covering the play to earn ecosystem Pixels that is VC backed and has an airdrop happening this October, which should be massive. I'm going to cover everything you know about actually getting on the list for that airdrop, but more importantly, how to actually play and enjoy the game they have available right now, and my overall analysis of both the game and this ecosystem. If you guys enjoy the video, hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. Do you guys remember that game Farmville on Facebook back in the day? I know everyone, around 2010-ish was playing it. You basically had a farm you could take care of and look after. There was like farm animals. You could also help your friends out. Either way, that game in 2011 generated over $500 million for Facebook. So although Farmville sounds super silly now and even back then, the success from it was immense. And so when we look at Pixels, that's kind of the first game that comes to mind as a comparison. It's a blend of like Farmville and old school RuneScape for those of you that have played that. Because it's not just farming, that's not just the core gameplay, although that's kind of the core gameplay for right now. They definitely are trying to expand their skills and the different quests that you can do in the game. But there's cooking, there's crafting, there's kind of like construction and being able to actually architect and design your land. There's a lot that's going on and a lot that is coming. So I would just say, just to give you guys a basis, it's this MMO adventure game that's really built around farming, but it has a lot of the same like skills and gathering of like a RuneScape. They're in the process of updating and revamping this game, and that's going to be coming closer to when the airdrop happens and leading up to it. But they're going to be adding things like foraging, pets, which I'm sure a ton of people are going to be excited about, acquiring different skills, as I mentioned earlier, expanding on your space and land customization, competitions, mini games, character relationship building, and a whole lot more. Something else that is really key is that for each land, both private or public and free to use, is going to have a tax on it. And that tax is basically, depending on how high of a percentage it is, it's going to take away from the amount that you harvest when you go ahead and harvest whatever you've planted. With this being a Web3 based game, there has to be an NFT, and their Genesis NFT and the only collection that they have at the moment is going to be their farmland. It's a supply of 5,000. It's on OpenSea, sitting at a 0.42 floor price. This actually spiked up a bit from yesterday. So I actually bought in around like 0.37. If you look at the listings right now, there's only 83 listed. So this could really, just from a speculation standpoint, this could really pump off of just, a handful of people aping into this thing. Now, as you guys can see, the NFTs themselves do look a bit different, and that's because that there's going to actually be different traits that you guys can look after. The first and the main thing that is not going to change is going to be the environment. So there's land, water, and space, with space being the rarest. Now, there are things like houses, coops, windmills that you can actually add and kind of build on to your land that are going to actually change the metadata when you go ahead and list it on OpenSea. At least that's my understanding. So you can actually go ahead and build up your land, which could then give it more value. That's kind of the hope of play to earn and Web3 gaming in general, is that you're going to be taking these NFTs or these digital assets that you have in game, leveling them up to where they actually have a higher value and are worth more on the secondary market. When it comes to a play to earn game, and really just games in general, the economy and in-game currency is going to be super important to the health and sustainability of that game. So Berry is going to be the primary in-game currency. This is basically going to be their gold. right? It's going to be the soft currency that they use for all the core gameplay loops. It's accessible, it's easy to earn in game. Once you harvest something and you sell it to the store manager, what you get back is berry essentially. Pixel is going to be that premium in-game currency, and I love that they have this kind of graphic on the demand right here. So this is going to be used to buy more so like upgrades and cosmetic enhancements that are kind of not going to actually impact the core gameplay. So you would use Pixel to save yourself time, to buy you social status. So that's going to kind of be in that cosmetic and like actual accessibility and upgrades, providing real enjoyment, but it's not going to increase your future earnings. And so the whole point of Pixel is it's going to be used to mint new land, speed up build times, boost your energy, unlock new skins, XP and skill enhancers, new crafting recipes, player pets, and then IRL merchandise. I think the only thing that I have a problem with of these XP and skill enhancers, it's basically like saying, you know, buying double or triple XP in Call of Duty. At least that's my understanding of it. So I think when you do have an in-game currency, having it more so around the cosmetics is key, as long as it's not affecting and giving anyone an edge. They talk about the supply here. Basically 100,000 new pixel will be minted each day, and then it's going to be distributed to active players that are engaging in desired behavior patterns. The key thing that I heard from their AMA is that there's 3 pillars when they go ahead to assessing how that supply is going to be distributed. It's going to be actively distributed to those who are playing the game, farming and harvesting. Those who own land, owning land is going to be key both to receiving pixel and also just for the initial airdrop. I believe that the pixel token is going to be huge for landowners. And then the third thing is referring new players, right? Some things that stood out to me for pixels and why I'm bullish on the game, and I think there's a ton of potential with this. The first being they've integrated over 50 different NFT collections that you can actually use by connecting your MetaMask as your actual in-game avatar. So, right now I can't use my invisible friend and run around as him, but there are a ton of NFT collections where I'm seeing people in-game actually using those as their character. In January, they raised $2.4 million in a seed round led by Animoca Brands, which is the same Animoca that was partnered with Yuga Labs for the other side, which is, a bullish indicator right there. And then they're also going to have a second seed round. I think they're shooting for before the end of the year to obviously build out and revamp this game to the level that they want it. We talked about the Pixel token, and they're going to be airdropping that token sometime in October. And I think that's kind of why there's hype garnering around Pixels and starting to pick up some momentum in players, is because the top 20,000 players on a score basis are going to actually be eligible for that airdrop. And so if you head to their website, they have a button here that says airdrop. You can go ahead and click that to head over to the airdrop dashboard where you can see where you rank and what your score is. So for example, I'm rank 5,538. So I would at the moment be eligible for that airdrop. I have 3,000 points. And my advice in terms of getting into that top 20,000 is one, just start playing the game. There are a bunch of badges here that you guys can start to go after, kind of like achievements basically. And these are going to give you points that are going to help you get a lot closer to being in the top 20K. The first one is just, actually doing the initial quest, which I'm going to show on screen right now. It is super simple. You guys load into the game. You basically talk with Barney. He's going to give you an item. You use it, and then you just keep going back and forth between talking with him and using the item. And he's basically showing you the farming mechanics and how they work. In terms of my analysis overall, I think the interface is very, very simple. You have your toolbar down here. Here's the chat box. You have your energy bar at the top. You have, your zoom out. Here's your inventory. Your home button that'll take you back. And that's kind of it, right? It's very, very simple. It's not a game that needs to be grinded super, super heavy, at least for the moment, while they're still adding and scaling up this game and bringing in new skills and content. I think for the moment, it's very, very passive. You go ahead and, you plant all across all the fields that you have, depending on, your berry or your money that you have and the seeds. You plant what you can. It's going to take at minimum 2 hours and about 5 minutes. And obviously that scales up depending on, what type of seeds that you have. The higher level seeds are going to take a longer time. So you can log in, plant everything you want, check in, later in the day to harvest everything a few hours later, and that could be it, right? There are quests that you can do. Definitely socializing in the main square in the populated parts of the game. I know in the Discord, they're already building out guilds and other kind of communities to make farming as efficient as possible. So these guys are in the top 1% when it comes to points and skills in the game. A key mechanic around the whole land aspect is that this is a free-to-play game. You do not need the land NFT to actually play it. I think that's another key thing, having a free-to-play game where you don't need a $20,000 NFT to actually be the main benefactor of all the things that are possible in the game. So they have the team fully doxed on their website. Luke's going to be the founder, and they have a pretty solid team here with people that have quite a bit of experience in, Web 2 and actual gaming studios. So definitely a really good sign. Andrew here has worked for AAA. Todor here has worked for, Ubisoft on games like Assassin's Creed. So these are real professionals with actual legitimate experience. And that's always going to be something that you're going to want to have, right, when it comes to building out a game. So many NFT projects these days are trying to build out games and don't have an absolute clue on how to do that. These people have worked for major studios, so I definitely have conviction in what they've done so far and what they're working on. I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage on Pixels. Let me know if you guys are in game and you have any questions. Either leave a comment or hit me on Twitter, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you. Hopefully I'll see you guys in some of those worlds playing around in there. That's going to kind of wrap it up for today's video. I do want to start having a lot more content around Web3 blockchain gaming, because I do think that's going to be where a lot of the leading innovation is going to come for this space, and also some of the biggest gains are going to come from these gaming projects. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I'm out.